All right, friends, so what we're going to talk about today is something really important. It is forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if you don't love me anymore. Thank you, Don Henley. Please don't sue me for ruining your song. Okay, so this word forgiveness, I feel like it's one that we throw around like gratitude. We're like, yeah, I forgive them. Or like, yeah, sure, I'm grateful. But I don't think we really stop to really practice it or understand the true power of forgiveness. So some of my dearest friends that are real experts in the health and wellness field recently did this thing called 40 Years of Zen, where they go and they hook their brain up to electrodes and they meditate all day for 5 days straight. And it's pretty legit, like next level meditation. And what was fascinating to me is that afterwards, they said that the main exercise they were doing was actually forgiveness. So 5 days in a room, hooking their brain up to electrodes so that they could get into the same brain state as monks who've been meditating for 40 years. And the number one technique they were practicing is forgiveness, right? So think about this for a minute. Think about any time someone has wronged you or any time you've been upset, how much power and how much energy you give to that situation. Now, forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is something that you do for you. And this was really liberating when I finally got a grasp on this, because I feel like if someone really wrongs you, you don't want to forgive them right away. It's really easy to say, well, they did this, they don't deserve to be forgiven. But again, you're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving for yourself so that you can take your energy back, so you can take your power back from the scenario. And I actually believe that if we really, truly had the ability to see the full past, present, and future of any situation, then forgiveness would be irrelevant. If we had divine knowledge of how this was all playing out beautifully and perfectly as meant, then forgiveness would be irrelevant. But we're not divine yet. We don't have the whole story. We are human. And so I think that forgiveness is a really valuable tool for you to really take your power back from anything that might have been draining it. So what we're going to do today is an exercise where I want you to think of someone that you could stand to forgive, somewhere where you want to take your power back. I'm going to walk you through a whole guided visualization around it. So let's dive in. So as we move into this forgiveness exercise, I invite you to sit down, again with your back supported, head free, just get comfy, and go ahead and close your eyes and just take a few breaths, letting yourself melt into the chair, into the couch. And I want you to think of one person that you would like to forgive. One person who has either hurt your feelings or wronged you, or simply engaged in a way that you've been holding a grudge, or this situation has been taking some energy away from you. Now, there's no right or wrong. Probably the very first person that you thought about, this is probably the best one to go with. Our bodies are much smarter than we are. And so that person that sort of intuitively popped up, that's probably your best bet. And now I want you to imagine this person sitting about 3 feet in front of you. And just take a moment to see them. See their face, see their hair. What are they wearing? What does it feel like to look into their eyes? Is it uncomfortable? Is it sad? Are they nervous? Does it make you nervous? So we're not judging this as good or bad, right or wrong. We're not trying to control it. I just want you to really invite your imagination to play and imagine that this person is sitting right across from you and that they're looking right into your eyes. And as you look at them, I want you to think about this event that went down, this thing that they did to you that needs the forgiving. Oftentimes we tend to spiritually bypass things, and someone will wrong us and we never really give ourselves permission to fully feel it. And so if you tend to be on that side of the spectrum, I want you to take a moment and just really replay the incident in your mind. Let all the feelings come rushing back. Remember how hurt you were, how betrayed you felt, and just sit with it for just a moment. And now I invite you to tell the person how it made you feel. It doesn't have to be eloquent or well thought out. Just whatever feelings are coming up or whatever things you weren't brave enough to say in the moment, just say that to them in your imagination now. Perhaps share how you wish that they had acted, how you felt betrayed or hurt. And once you feel like you've said everything that you need to say, just imagine telling them that you forgive them. And it might not come very naturally, you might not quite be ready, but I just want you to see what that feels like if you tell them that you forgive them right now, almost as a starting point, as a litmus test, as we move through this exercise. And now I want you to see this person, but imagine them at 3 years old. So this person that you've held so many feelings around, that has hurt you so much, imagine them, but now imagine them sitting right across from you, but now instead of whatever age they are, they're 3, with all of the innocence and all of the joy and all of the spontaneity that comes with that. And notice, what do they look like? Are their eyes softer? What are they wearing? Are they quicker to laugh? And noticing how the feeling in your body changes when you picture them at 3 years old. We don't usually want to punish 3-year-olds. We usually want to teach them. We want to teach them with kindness and compassion. We want to explain things to them. So what if you now share this incident with them from your point of view, but as a 3-year-old, just explaining to them why things transpired and why it hurt your feelings, but just like you would to a 3-year-old, with kindness and compassion and teaching. And again, when you feel like you've come to a completion with that, see if you can tell this 3-year-old that you forgive them. Notice if that's any easier. Really good. And now imagining the same person who's hurt you that you want to forgive, but now imagine them at 93 years old. So they're coming to the final chapter of their life. And really see them sitting 3 feet across from you, or maybe lying in a bed in front of you, and look right into their eyes and notice what this feels like for you. Do you still have the same amount of anger, the same amount of hurt when you see them at 93? Do you want them to take this transgression to their deathbed? Or do you feel more inspired to want to forgive, knowing that all of this is temporary? And again, just tell them this story from your point of view, but tell them at 93 years old. And notice how significant or insignificant this seems at this phase of life. And when that feels like it's coming to a completion, again, tell this 93-year-old version of this person that you forgive them. Just say, I forgive you. And reminding yourself that this is something you do to take your power back, that you forgive for you. Really good. And now I want you to imagine this person, and they're the age that they are right now, and they're sitting right across from you, 2 feet in front of your face this time, looking directly into your eyes. And just see their face, take them in. Breathe with them. And see if you can hold this awareness of them in the present moment and the 3-year-old and the 93-year-old version of them simultaneously. And taking a big inhale. And even if you have to fake it till you make it, or perhaps you've come to a place where you can genuinely say, I forgive you. I might not be ready, I might not forget, but I'm choosing to forgive you. And just noticing how that softens their face. Perhaps they start to cry or you start to cry. And just noticing the amount of energy that gets released when you release this grudge that you've been holding. And imagine actually taking all of your energy and all your power back from the situation so that it can supercharge your body for your mission and your endeavors. Really good. And when you feel like you've come to a completion, just thank them. And again, say that I forgive you and let them go on their way. And taking a big, delicious inhale and exhaling, letting go of any part of that you want to surrender. And again, a big, delicious cleansing inhale and exhaling on some sound. Just letting go of anything that isn't serving you. Really good. And taking one more breath in, breathing some life into your hands and your feet. And in your own time, whenever you're ready, you can start to slowly, gently open the eyes. All right, so this one might have been a little bit more challenging for you, and I'm not suggesting that one 5-minute exercise is going to allow you to forgive every single person in your life. This might be something that you do a few times with one person, or perhaps you do it a few times with multiple people. But forgiveness really is one of the most powerful ways to take your power back so that you can really approach all of your challenges and all of your demands with the full version of you. So thank you for bravely going on this journey with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Even if you don't love me anymore, forgiveness. There we go.